The question I get asked the most is, Leans, why did you buy that token? Why you didn't buy that one? What's your thought process behind buying this or buying that? Today I'm going to explain you how to find the next 100x early. I'm going to be explaining my thought process on why do I think some tokens have the potential to hit 100x or more, and what is that I look for to find these tokens. This is going to be a bit different on tokens I scalp, because some tokens have the potential to let's say do a 2x, 3x, 5x, even 10x. But I'm not going to explain those ones that I would rather scalp. I'm actually going to try and focus on the ones that I think that have the most potential to hit that 100x that everyone desires. So there's three different groups of things you should be watching and looking when finding these meme coins. The first group is meta and narrative. That's number one. The second one is importance and relevancy. And the third group is the token, originality, name, ticker, and logo. All these three groups are equally important, but I think the third one is the one that people usually struggle the most. And honestly, I think the best way to gain that knowledge on knowing which tokens are good, original, they have a good name, a good ticker, a logo, is more like the subjective part of meme coin trading. You gain that by experience and trading a lot. Okay, so let's start with the first group, meta and narrative. If a coin is launched and it doesn't fit the current meta or narrative, there's a high chance that the coin is not going to go anywhere. What meta means is the kind of tokens that are being launched and are working, the ones that are graduating. So for example, when Peanut the squirrel died, there was a meta on dead animals, animals that were euthanized, animals that were killed by cops, animals that were just dying randomly for some reason. And there was many coins that were being made and they were going crazy. Something really important I would say is that meta can be divided into two. Let's just call them OG meta and the current meta. OG meta is stuff that always performs well. This could be dogs, can be cats, and for example, it can be something like politics. And the current meta keeps changing, right? So for example, right now we'll say maybe it's like dead animals, maybe stuff to do with chill guy. Let's say TikTok meta, TikTok meta kind of ended now, but we'll just as an example, we'll just say that. Live meta. Right now, live meta is done because PumpFun actually banned live streaming one day ago. But for a few days, there was like this live meta where there was like so many coins being made where people were going live and doing crazy stuff. So you really need to distinguish between OG and current. So anything that is OG can always work. If there's a famous new cute dog, cat, or animal in general, they usually work in the crypto meme space because it's worked in the past. The OG tokens like Popcat, Michi, With, these are cats and dogs that will always prevail on the meme coins in Solana. And then the current meta keeps changing. And what you need to be doing is just be on top of the current meta. You need to be on TikTok, you need to be on crypto Twitter, you need to be on top of news, you need to be on top of everything. The more you trade and the more you are scrolling through TikTok, Twitter, and stuff like that, the more you're gonna know and the easier it's gonna be. Okay, so now let's talk about narrative, because this is a bit different of meta, and this is when a token has a compelling story behind it. When this community involved and people are talking about it, it kind of forms a story or connected series of events. So tokens with good and strong narratives usually perform well. So for example, Peanut, it was this famous TikTok squirrel that got seized by cops and then euthanized, and then Elon Musk and Trump started talking about them in their fucking election campaigns, and everyone was just going crazy and it was going on the news. That's the strong narrative. That's like the strongest narrative. Mooding, same thing. It was going on TikTok. It was like blowing up. Everyone was talking about it on the news, everything. Everyone loved Mooding. It was the cutest animal in the planet. So when those kind of thing happens, it has a crazy strong narrative. Obviously, you don't need to reach that level for it to be a good narrative. But if a coin has no narrative, it's usually going to die pretty soon. Okay, so now that hopefully you understand what is meta narrative. I know it's a bit hard to understand sometimes. I mean, it's a bit subjective as well, but the more you trade and the more you are on this crypto Twitter, TikTok, all that stuff, and you're just like aware of what's going on, the easier it's going to get for you to understand. But let's talk about the importance and relevancy. This also ties up to a bit on the narrative, but at the end of the day, if a coin comes out and it's because it's something really important and being talked everywhere, there's a very high chance that that token might blow up. For example, Saint. This is the first digitalized saint, right? So the Pope named this guy, Carlos Acutis, as the first digital saint. This was like some crazy news. It was very important. And that's why in the same day it was launched, it reached $30 million market cap. It doesn't only have to mean that the news is important, right? It can be just like a TikTok trend that is massive. For example, let's see the token Wait at 2.8 million market cap. It went to 50 million market cap. This I would say is more relevancy instead of importance. But what I mean is that if you see a TikTok trend that is just going crazy and you just like cannot stop seeing it on your For You page and everyone just posting about it and doing that trend, that's relevancy. Even if it dies off, like imagine you would have gotten into that trade if you see it on your TikTok early, you got in 1 million market cap, right? That shit went to 50. That's a 50x right there. For example, let's say Elon Musk tweets something. Elon Musk tweets a lot, right? And everything he tweets, like, I mean, absolutely every single thing, they make a token and a meme coin out of it. So you need to distinguish what is actually relevant and what is actually not relevant, because 90% of the times Elon tweets, the coin is going to go to zero. It might get a little pump because he just tweeted, but you need to look for something that actually can have some relevancy and it can be turned into a good meme coin. Imagine if Elon Musk tweets an animal, a dog, a cat. Those ones, you just know they're gonna go absolutely crazy. Why? Because they fit the meta on meme coins, because as we know, animals are OG meta. And second of all, it has crazy importance and relevancy because it's Elon Musk. For example, right now with all the meta of dead animals and animals getting killed or euthanized in zoos or whatever, there can be two types of tokens. Ones that actually don't do anything and ones that go crazy. How can you distinguish which one are gonna be which? Depending on the importance and relevancy of that story. So for example, if a dog gets killed because he's protecting Donald Trump and his safeguard dog or whatever, you know, he gets killed protecting Donald Trump, that's 100% going to be a crazy story and a crazy important story of a dog that protected Donald Trump. And that meme coin is probably going to go to 100 million market cap. But if it's just some random zoo that a hippo died because of old age, no one really is going to care. Going to the third point, and the most difficult one for some people, is the token itself. We need to identify what is an original and a good meme coin. How do we do that? Well, in my opinion, I think you acquire that experience just through trading. The more you trade, the more you see which names, which kind of things just like perform better. We're looking for simple, for a funny, for a clean ticker, name, and also some sort of good image. We don't want to see any pixelated stuff or any like crappy Photoshop. We want to see something funny or something that has some work behind it. You will see many times that they make coins where the image is a tweet. Like for example, this one right here. In my opinion, this one is never going to run. Yes, maybe they migrate. Okay, maybe they migrate. But in general, these kind of tokens are never ever going to perform well because this image is just rubbish. So for example, in this case, I don't know what this is about, but in my case, I would look for the next coin that actually grabs the picture of this dog and releases it perfectly. And also something very important, it needs to be original. It needs to have not been done. The first thing you should do when you look into a coin is to check if that coin has been done in the past. And more importantly, if that coin actually managed to migrate from Pump Fund and go to Raydium. Well, and obviously the fourth thing you should be looking at is actually the token stats, especially volume. You need to look for something that is getting eyes on, that people are buying, people are selling. The eyes are going into that token. If you see a token being made and you think it's great, but no one's buying it, I'm very sorry, but that probably is gonna stay dead forever. And of course, avoid getting scammed, avoid getting rugged. You need to avoid those. Okay, great. So now let's actually put it into action and let me show you how I do it. Take in mind that this is looking for these tokens like very, very early, as soon as they are made. I'm not waiting for a KOL to tweet about it. I'm not waiting for anything else. I'm going to look it for myself and I'm going to find it myself. This is what I'm trying to always do. So for this, as always, I'm using Bullets. I go to Pump Vision and I stare at new creations all the time. I use no filters. Many people ask for that. I use no filters. I want to see every single coin because I'm trying to get as early as possible in something that ticks those three boxes, those three sets of rules. That if it's the meta, it has good narrative, it's an original, good meme coin with a good name, with a good ticker, with a good picture, and possibly, and even better, it has some relevancy or some importance. Sometimes I'll buy something thinking that, you know, it's gonna go 100x, and then it doesn't go, and I need to sell, and I scalp it, but that's fine. So for example, this token right here would be something more worthy scalping. Why? Because it doesn't fit all the things I'm saying. It fits the coin stats, it fits that, you know, it's a nice clean ticker, is a nice picture, trust, right? if it's a bit of the crypto Twitter meta. And the last thing is to look if it's been done. So for example, here we see that trust, there's a few coins that have migrated with the ticker trust, but it's not the same exact coin. I see, for example, it's been done here 17 hours ago. That's usually fine. I mean, sometimes they'll make a coin and it will not run, and then a few hours later or a couple days later or whatever, or even months later, they will release it again, the same thing, and it will run because maybe at that time it didn't really fit the meta or there was not enough volume, and now the right people look into it. So in this case, I would not buy this as a 100x meme coin. I would maybe buy this to scalp it and get a quick profit, actually, because it's going to be quite hard to actually find one of these 100x meme coins, because there's a few a day, I would say, but it's going to be quite hard to actually find it live as I'm doing it. For example, let's see dog rescue, for example. This one, we have some sort of story or news. It's recent, so that's actually very important as well. But in my opinion, this has a really bad ticker. Dog rescue is not a good ticker. This is the name Poppy. It should be the other way around. Just because of that, I would not think that this is going to perform well. And as you guys can see, no one really is buying into it. Also, this news is not really important. It's not really crazy. There's not much narrative. Gentle lurcher rescued after being preyed upon by another animals. I don't even know what this means, so I would not buy this one. Let me show you this token I traded this morning. It's called Conan, right? Conan is a really good ticker in my opinion. Wow, 1.5 million, right? And I'm still holding, I think. I'm still holding 4 Solana worth of it. I just realized. I'm actually going to take a 25 right here. Absolutely crazy. Right, look at this. 19k entry, 20k entry. Almost 100x already. If this goes to 2 million, that would have been 100x right here. Today, I found this. Why did I buy this? Why do I think this has the potential to go 100x? Justice for Conan. Conan. Okay, so I bought Conan. Because it seems like it's some sort of story. I see that Conan has not been done before. I mean, it's been done, but it's not migrated. So, maybe this gets enough volume to migrate now. If people, see that video, we'll see. Looks like it's definitely getting some buys. This looks like the only coin that actually, has some motion. So I feel like we actually can get a really nice trade right here if we wait a bit longer. I'm seeing some good buys coming through. I think I'm just going to take a 25 right now. So I see a lot of selling going through, but it's okay. It's kind of staying there, but yeah, I think I'm just going to sell 35%. Make sure we get some of that profit, and maybe I buy back in on this dip. Save Conan, right? This is pretty good. I think this is actually pretty good. I think maybe I should just buy back in on a dip. I'm thinking, yeah, maybe the developers should sell probably. That would be actually pretty good as well. Maybe there's another one performing better. Conan, no, looks like this should be it, man. Yeah, Conan is a good ticker as well. I think the developer really needs to sell. I don't know if these 2% are bundles. Let me actually check that out quickly. Maybe it's bundled, and that's why people are waiting. Yeah, 27% bundle. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and sell the rest and wait until there's maybe the bundle sales. I'm pretty sure all these top holders are part of the bundle, especially these three right here, holding very similar percentages, probably part of the bundle, and then 5% hold by the developer. Yeah, it's better to wait it off right now. Okay, the developer sold right there, and then I think I'm just gonna buy back then. What I will be doing is probably selling a lot if this coin actually goes to migration. I'll be selling a lot before migration, because if there's a bundle, they might dump the chart really quickly. Go ahead and sell 50%, because from my experience, I've just seen too many crazy dumps after migration with these kind of coins, so I don't want to miss out on my profits low-key. And yeah, and it migrated perfect. We are 7.8 Solana up on the trade. I'm just scared that this is gonna happen after migration, because I've seen it happen many times. So I want to make sure to take profits before migration. And if the coin actually dumps a bit, maybe it could be interesting to buy again on a dip, but we'll see. Conan just migrated, and as I was saying, we have an just an initial dump after migration. So I think I'm just gonna sell, and I'm gonna wait for a dip, because usually we'll just have a bigger dip when we have an insta dump, or maybe not. Maybe I'm just cheating too early. Okay, I actually maybe cheated too early. Possibly a dip to the 40k range, like for example here. Just gonna buy one sol there as my moon bag. There we go. And I'm just gonna leave it like that and see if that gets us anywhere right there. So that's my moon bag. Still, you know, we basically made 6 point something Solana profit. If this end up going to 0, we sort of made like a 6 Solana profit. So that's pretty good. Now it looks like it's actually paying off. That little one sol buy. You need to understand that I'm not thinking, wow, this could have the potential to do 100x. Let me just like leave the whole bag and not sell until 100x. You need to be realistic. You need to take profits, and you need to leave a moon bag to actually go for that 100x. First of all, I saw a dog named Conan, and I thought, wow, that's a good name. That's, you know, that was a decent picture. Let's just quickly go to the pump fund. You know, we have the dog here. It's not great, but you know, we see the dog clearly in the picture. Conan is actually a pretty good ticker in my opinion, and then it's justice for Conan. So the name, you know, fits pretty well, and it's nice. I saw that Conan was not been done before, right? It was the first Conan. It's not migrated. There's no Conan on Raydium, so that's even better. Link to the Twitter was this one, and it was a tweet by Alex Villanueva. It had 6k followers. Looks like he's a sheriff from LA. And I saw that it was a video of this girl explaining that they need to save Conan because it was a dog that, in self-defense to save their, you know, to protect their owner, I think he bit someone, and now they want to euthanize this dog. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken. So there you go. That's the tweet. And when I saw that, I quickly checked if the token was already been made. And obviously I saw that they posted this just a few days ago, so it was quite recent. So I was just wondering to see if, you know, they made this token a few days ago and maybe already migrated to Raydium or whatever. And I saw that it was not being made, so I quickly bought. I kind of traded, sold, and then bought back, and then sold, and then bought back. Yes, I didn't trade this perfectly, but at the end of the day, I left a moon bag because I thought that, you know, this could have a really strong narrative and a really strong importance. And as you guys can see, it pretty much did, right? I did sell here when it went to 1 million. Then I saw it was dumping. So, you know, I sold mostly all of my bag. I probably should have just kept it. I kept a small moon bag that is now worth 2.9 Solana. And I did sell 25% right here on camera. This had a really strong story behind it. You know, we have this girl making a video about it. We have this guy tweeting about it. So the narrative was very strong. Have Conan, right? That's the dog. He had a strong narrative. Check. It fit the meta. It does fit the meta. Why? Because all this meta about animals getting killed because of peanut, right? So this one fits the meta as well. Double check. Relevancy or importance. Check as well. We have people with some following tweet about it. We have a girl also making a video about it. At some degree, it has some importance or relevancy, or at least I think it can get that importance or relevancy, even though it might not have it quite yet. Ticker. It was a good ticker. Conan is a good ticker. Also, the name was good. Justice for Conan. Good name. Original. It's not been made already. Finally, it has a good logo for the coin. You know, we can see the dog clearly on the picture. Also, very important, it had some volume when it came out. People were buying, people were selling. There was volume on pump fund. It didn't launch and it just stand still. It actually had some volume. All these things were checked, and now we have a coin at $1.46 million market cap, right? I don't know how far this is gonna go. This is already basically done almost 100x for me. If you think about it, my entry was 11k at the very beginning. My first buy was at 13k market cap, and now it's at 1.4 million. So it already did 100x for me, even though I'm not at 100 Solana. You know, so what I'm saying, you have to be realistic. You have to take profits. You have to leave a moon bag if you really believe in it. Maybe I oversold. That's true, and I have a problem. I'm very greedy. I like to take my profits, but nevertheless, you know, I managed to make 17 Solana on this trade. That's almost $4,000, just like that today. This was launched 6 hours ago. The key here is to find them in early, because if you're getting in a coin at 1 million market cap, the chances of it going to 100 million is very slim. But when you buy coins at 10k market cap, 20k market cap, even 50k market cap, for them to do 100x, if they tick all these little boxes I'm telling you guys about the narrative, about the meta, about the ticker, logo, name, importance, relevancy, all this stuff, if they all tick out, there's a very high chance that the coin is actually going to perform really, really well. Maybe, yes, maybe it doesn't pull 100x, right? But you can get massive, massive gains if you just get on there, start trading, gain that experience, because at the end of the day, the more you trade, the easier it comes to then be able to identify these tokens. So yeah, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you learned something about it. Very good luck trading. Be careful. Don't put more than you can afford to lose. Take profits. Don't be greedy. And hopefully you find your next 100x very soon. Peace out.